First of all, your comments are disgusting. I've served my country.
I've served my country 34 years.
I find your comments
is out of
disgusting
control.
as well.
We are so back, my fellow Americans. We are so back. That is our new border czar. This is the guy who spoke at Trump's rally with such a screeching level of refreshing authenticity. He has served our country in multiple capacities in the most patriotic fashion. We are so back. And here's a beautiful thing. I'm going to share with you why I think this is an amazing pick. Tom Homan, God bless you, sir. Holy macadamia nut. I'm going to share with you a video of him jousting with the most radical senator ever, AOC. And then also this beautiful clip. Oh, it's so beautiful. But first, watch one of the gaggling, hyena, fraudulent airheads, Ana Navarra, literally shiver in her heels when she talks about Tom Homan on The View just recently. Check this out.
Look, Donald Trump won the electoral vote. He won. He's going to win the House. He won the Senate. For all effects and purposes, he's got the Supreme Court. They've given him immunity. This is what the country voted for. This is, a lot of people thought that when he talked about mass deportations, he wasn't being serious. I don't know how many times he had to say it for people to realize he was being serious. Well, if you thought he wasn't being serious, the appointment of Tom Homan today as border czar, and he will be in charge of a mass deportation program, the largest the country has ever seen, they say. And now Stephen Miller, as deputy chief of staff, should let you know that he was absolutely serious. And when you talk about mass deportations, people think, oh, it's just going to be the criminals. There's not enough criminals, aliens in the federal prison system for it to be mass deportations. What it means is grandmothers. What it means is brothers and aunts. What it means is abuelos y abuelas. It means dreamers. It means your family members. It means your colleagues. It means your friends. It means people who are part of the society. And look, America, those of you who voted for Trump, this is what you wanted. This is what you voted for. You screwed around and you're about to find out.
My God, not the abuelos, whatever, anything but the abuelos. Oh my goodness, Ana Navarro. I just have a sincere question for all people who support that. And we'll kind of deconstruct that message in just a second. But do you guys, sincere question, do you guys not believe in following the law? I mean, really, I'm genuinely asking, because President Trump, Tom Homan, and the people who voted for that, who screwed around and are finding out. We're so excited to find out, Anna. You have no idea, my darling abuelos. We are so excited. We are so happy. We are so elated to get our country back, you nonsensical fraud. But, I mean, sincerely, you think when somebody, tramples her wall around her mansion that the ABC pays her for spewing this filth, on national airways, who do you think that she calls? You think she calls her abuelos, or does she call the police? Who does she call when somebody is committing a heinous act in her house, neighborhood, or around her, or God forbid something happens to her personally? Who do you think she calls? You think she calls her abuelos? Or does she actually call the police, or call 911, or call the authorities, the people who are in charge of enforcing the law, to come and charge any criminal act, any criminal, with an actual fine for breaking said law? The way that she's humanizing criminals, the way that she's justifying, this insane border crisis that we have faced in the last 4 years of letting in 18 plus million illegals. And yes, a lot of them, a good majority of them, Ana Navarra, shame on you, who have actually injured, mortally wounded Americans. The name Laken Riley and her glorious family, God bless you guys, comes to mind. How about Jocelyn Nungare comes to mind? And thousands, if not more, Americans suffered under these egregious, unbelievably callous, lawless allowing of these illegal, basically giving them the red carpet. If you break the law, you should be facing consequences. Am I incorrect? Please answer in the comments. I'm just genuinely curious why you're so adamant that deporting millions into the largest deportation. You know why it's the largest deportation? Because we had the largest importation. Ana Navarro, we had the largest importation. That's why it's the largest deportation. Look, I don't care if you're a father, an abuelo, a grandfather, a kid, a sweetheart, a non-sweetheart. You break the law, you face consequences. As the great Marcus Aurelius said 2,000 years ago, you cannot have a society without law and order. You cannot have a civilized inhabitant way of living without law and order. You know better than anyone that you can't have a civil society without law and order. So shame on you for spreading this mischaracterized, very skewed propagandist narrative that all these innocent children, women, men, and families are just going to be shoved off and hauled off in these internment camps by the great Nazi, you lion-ass degenerate. It's not like that at all. But don't let me justify it. I think our brand new border czar says it best, more aptly and more justifiably when he goes toe-to-toe with one of your radical followers, one of your radical minions, AOC. Check this out.
Your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy.
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommend a zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Homan,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum and go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
Doesn't seem very complicated to me. Nobody is opposed to legal immigrants. My parents came into the country legally in the 70s. They had me and my brother born and raised in the greatest country on planet Earth. Why did they come here? Because this is the greatest country ever invented. This is the land of promise and multitudinous opportunities. If you work for it, you need to earn it. And they surely did. They busted their asses off. They worked every single day. They contributed to society. They didn't break the law. If you don't understand that breaking the law is wrong, that being here illegally is literally breaking the law. Kamala advertised that she was a tough prosecutor. I was a tough prosecutor. If you look at what happened in San Francisco, where she was district attorney, Francisco is a dystopia now. You can't even walk down the street without smelling filth, people peeing on the streets, a homelessness problem that is running rampant, a crime wave of smash and grabs, people breaking into cars, home invasions, burglaries. She was then Attorney General of California, and she shares the exact same mindset as Newsom. And California's had the largest skyrocketing crime wave, smash and grab retailers. It has the largest exodus of small businesses and residents because of that very issue. So it doesn't make any sense why you guys are against law and order. You created a crisis and the right people are trying to fix it. Watch this.
First of all, your comments are disgusting. I've served my country.
I've served my country for 34 years.
I find your comments
This is out of
disgusting
control.
as well.
I've served my country for 34 years. And yes, I held a 5-year-old boy in my arms in back of that tractor trailer. I knelt down beside him and said a prayer for him because I knew what his last 30 minutes of his life were like. And I had a 5-year-old son at the time. What I've been trying to do my 34 years serving my nation is to save lives. So for you to sit there and insult my integrity and my love for my country and for children, that's why this whole thing needs to be fixed. And you're the member of Congress.
We agree on that.
Fix it.
We agree on that, but I disagree. But I also disagree with your characterization of immigrants as prone to criminality.
People for 3 decades on this.
Gentlemen, time is.
Look, you want to know why there's 50,000 people in detention? You want to know why we have 1 million illegal entries in the United States? You want to know why we have these issues? Because you have failed to secure the border. You have failed to work with this president to close the 3 loopholes we've asked for 2 years to close. So if you want to know why this issue exists, you need to look in the mirror. You have failed American people for not securing the border and closing loopholes.
Mr. Homan, please respect the chair and the authority of the chair. The time of the gentleman has expired.
I've asked you politely to let me go beyond my time, and you let other people go beyond their time, but not to Tom Homan. He don't get to go beyond his time.
Mr. Homan, we have approved an agreement between the Republicans and the Democrats with the ranking member. We increased the time of one member of Congress who was interrupted by a protest. That is done with the approval of the ranking member. Please respect the chair's authority. The
I respect the chair's authority, but the chair...
Mr. Homan!
You work for me. I'm a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer. You work for me.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
You better start packing now. You're damn right. Because you're going home. I got another message to the criminal cartels in Mexico. You smuggled enough fentanyl across this country to kill 148,000 young Americans. You have killed more Americans than every terrorist organization in the world combined. And that's when President Trump gets back in office. He's going to designate you a terrorist organization, and he's going to wipe you off the face of the earth. You're done. You're done. Why would you release 5 or 6 female children to 1 male sponsor? Why would you do that? So God help these children. God help these children. I love kids. And this administration, I don't want to hear another word about you being humane. You're putting children at risk. Record number of Americans are dying. Record numbers of migrants are dying. There's one guy who can fix this shit, and it's Donald Trump. Look, I knew President Trump was going to run before you did because I had dinner with him in Las Vegas about 6 months before he announced. And we were having dinner, and he looked at me and says, Tom, I think I'm coming back. If I come back, can I get you to come back? I says, I tell you what, sir, I'm so pissed off, I'll come back for free. Frankly, I don't care what people think about me, especially on the left.
This is exactly the kind of balls we need in our country. It's so absolutely brilliant. And what's he doing? Is he doing anything against the law? Is he doing anything radical or supernatural or extreme? Not even close. He's just being allowed to enforce the law. You heard President Trump in his speech that he gave right after the election was called. We want immigrants, legal immigrants. You break the law, you suffer the crime, the punishment of that crime. It's very simple. This isn't complicated. What Biden and Kamala have done is essentially create a lawless state. They've created a lawless state in our country, and I think, beyond a shadow of doubt, we have the right people in place now to fix it. We have control of the Senate, control of the House, the executive branch, and it's not because of anything strange, bizarre, weird, fishy, or untoward. It's because the American people's voices were heard resoundingly loud and clear. We're sick and tired of not feeling safe in our neighborhoods, in our cities, in our towns. We're sick and tired of not being able, as a small business owner myself, wondering, fearing, is it worth it with all these taxes, with all these migrants, criminals coming and stealing, and retail theft at skyrocket high rates right now? wondering how are we going to afford groceries, how are we going to afford our mortgage, our rent, and wondering tragically and dishearteningly, wondering why is America always last? Why are we so willing to spend hundreds of billions of our taxpayer dollars to fund every single foreign exploit when we ourselves, Americans, veterans, American citizens, hard-working, true blue, hard-working, tax-paying citizens are suffering daily? Why are we American last? It's all over, America. We are back. We're back to common sense. We're back to America being first. And Tom Homan is, I think, the greatest pick for border czar. You heard what he said. I'd do it for free, President Trump. This is the exact type of people that we need. The exact type of energy, fierceness, strength, conviction that we need. The people who should be hired to do these positions based on qualifications, based on skills, based on acumen. Can't wait to get your thoughts on this. Please let me know in the comments down below. Holy mackerel. If you are a veteran, happy Veterans Day. God bless you. We would not have a country without you. Let me know in the comments, and everybody shower that veteran with much, much love. Leave a comment of support. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. And thank God we now have a system and we have the right people in place that are going to give you the kind of support that you deserve. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. You know, it's funny, Gay Pride, they have an entire month and veterans only get one day. That doesn't seem right to me. Who knows? Maybe the president will change that. We'll see. But God bless you guys and thank you. We are indebted to you and we can never pay you back. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here. Tap my face right there. If you want to subscribe, it's free. Sign up for our free newsletter in the pinned comment, show notes, and description. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless America. I'll see you soon.